Testing, testing, testing. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at. Yes, there we go. Impromptu, last minute morning live stream. I've had a morning already, y'all. I have had a morning. The soundboard is not connected, so there will be no sounds except for me. Get your ears ready, child. So I got some time this morning. My car has a flat tire. The truck has a flat tire. And I must have hit something. I had to have hit something. I'm like, what is going on? Yeah. It looks like it's a done deal. But fingers crossed that they will be able to patch it. Maybe it's just a big hole. Because I just bought a tire not too long. I got issues, child. I got issues. However, it's where it needs to be, so I wait to see what it is that they have to say. In the meantime, I'm going into work late while I deal with that. And child, we might as well go ahead and get some updates because the dates never seem to stop upping, okay? So regardless of whether you want to hear this or not, some people are having issues with Mrs. Walmsley. They got questions for her. And you know how the people that are all into, this is racism and nothing more. Everybody who knows everything and don't nobody know nothing. It's all speculation at this point for the most part. But they are starting to side-eye the mama. And you know that is not going to go over well with the sisters that are 92% of the Democratic Party. Because again, that's what this is mainly about. I'm not saying that there's not people who don't want justice. I'm not saying that at all. However, with all this speculation and the story changing here, the story changing there, the story changing everywhere, it's getting ridiculous, right? So I made a post, I think, or put out the video. Oh, the video about Bart, whose name I didn't even know until yesterday, that he is suing probably social media types that are saying that he did something to Nolan. And I had said, and shout out to the person that acknowledged me, I said, all these people that's out here running their mouth, they out here saying, those boys was murdering Nolan. I'm telling you, I'm like, oh, is that what y'all doing? Oh, is that what y'all doing? I don't think you should be doing that. But people were saying it bold with their chest. So if/when they get hit with a lawsuit, we already knew and understood the reason why. You can't be out here asserting that something is true or that somebody allegedly did something as egregious as basically a red rum and think that people just gonna take that shit, right? But people just think because they on the internet, they can just say whatever the hell it is that they want to. And then they want to give us a hard time because we just trying to figure out where the actual facts come from instead of speculating some bullshit. I mean, we can come up with what we think, but not boldly coming out here. This what happened. This what them boys did. Child, it went from them boys now to Bart. Good old Bart. Who, somebody told me that was the dude that came to tow them. So they didn't need the sea tow because they got Bart to tow them, allegedly. So that's what y'all said in the comments. Because Bart's name just came out of the blue because allegedly, whoever the hell it is that allegedly cleaned up the audio and said that this is what it allegedly says. That's what she said on TikTok. Now she got to GoFundMe. Black woman. Now she got to GoFundMe because she getting death threats. Like, what is wrong with people? What the hell is wrong with people? So now she getting death threats. Bart getting death threats. The boys already was getting death threats. The family is getting death threats. This is where we at in 2026 because you believe one thing, someone doesn't, so you think you're going to threaten to delete them? This is crazy. This is really gone in fucking insane. But we're going to stay on it. Anyway, so let's get to it because I got a little bit of time, but not a lot of time. And I'm not on screen because I'm in my work outfit and it shows my job's name. So I'm not going to be able to be on screen right now. Okay. But we'll be back later and that'll be a whole different story. All right. So in case you didn't hear it, the mama, Nolan Wells' mom, fires off subpoenas over TikTok WhatsApp data, which is what she should have been doing. This is exactly what she should have been doing. I support this. Get Snapchat on there, child. Get whatever your service provider on there, and get that information. We want to know what was deleted. What was deleted? Let us know that. I'm just saying. Good morning. Shout out to all of y'all. ADHD over here at work. Y'all better be at work. Just listening, child. Y'all better be at work, going to work, about to work, getting off of work or something. All right. I don't want to hear it. Missy made me lose my job. Carry y'all asses to work. If you Generation Z, work on finding a damn job. Okay. I said that. I meant that. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate you. Hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are normal. Thank you so much, Trey. Yes, hit the like button. It says TMZ says Nolan Wells' mother, Christine Wells Walmsley, is making moves in court to get her hands on her late son's social media accounts. So she can't get into them? She wants to get her hands on her late son's social media accounts. Maybe she can't get into the phone. TMZ obtained court docs filed by Christina on Tuesday, revealing she fired off subpoenas to Meta, which is behind Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. Well, I guess everybody should be lucky that TikTok is not owned by the Chinese, the Asians any longer. All right. I don't know who owns TikTok, but remember they was being sold. Anyway. So yeah, that's basically it. And I think that's overdue. Honestly, should have been going at, well, I guess she just had time. We know she filed the paperwork last week to be able to get access to his estate. Now, what estate an 18-year-old, a 19-year-old has, I don't know.
Hey, yo,
but I wanted to show you something. No, I don't want to hear this one. Hold on a second. I forgot to go here first.
Here with another development in the Nolan West.
I showed y'all this. Hold on. Sorry, y'all.
A mom hopes the
I brought this one up first.
It's some information.
But
well, nothing says honesty.
Child, did y'all see Fauci yesterday? How come he don't want to answer no questions, child? How come he don't want to say nothing? It was a long ass day for them over there. Listen to this.
See, like taking the fifth, huh, Doc? Let's try something. What day of the week is it today?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
What color tie are you wearing?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
What color's the carpet in front of you?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
Let's just get one thing straight. You don't have any rights under the Fifth Amendment because you've been pardoned, as you very well know. As the Supreme Court has been clear for a century and more, Brown versus Walker, 1896, when he has been pardoned, he may not stand upon his privilege. You know that. Your lawyers sitting behind you now shifting nervously in their chairs. They know it. This isn't about the Constitution. This isn't about the law. This is about contempt. Contempt for this body and contempt for the American people. But I think I know why you're doing it. It's because you don't.
Child, this senator, what's his name? Hawley. He must be a Republican. What is he? He has to be a Republican.
Want to answer questions. It's because you did all kinds of terrible things. It's because during the pandemic, you got rich, didn't you? You got rich.
The American
While
way.
people were dying, hundreds of thousands of Americans, over 1 million in the end, and you were getting rich. And not only were you doing that.
Let me thank Afro Troop TV for the jewels and the Uncle Alert. I appreciate you. 2A all day says that he's a Republican. I can tell, cha, from Missouri. I don't know about him being in Missouri, but I can tell he's a Republican. Shout out to the LTMs. This man is not LTM.
That you were using federal employees with taxpayer money to apply for and solicit cash prizes for you personally. Cash prizes totaling over $1 million. You did all of that during the pandemic, didn't you? That's a question.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
Well, nothing says honesty like taking the fifth. Huh?
I can just tell. Let's go over here. Fetterman Says John Fetterman is in a suit today, so you know how serious this is. That's true. This man will never dress up. He says he regrets believing the lies Fauci pushed.
Much more your regrets, but I have one. And that is early on that there was the theory that the virus could have emerged from the lab. And early on that became like a right-wing kinds of theory. And I thought it seemed to make sense. Now, there was a really advanced lab that was close by, and then you have this unknown virus out. So, but that became a very partisan thing. And now it seems now it's more and more emerging theory that would have come from the lab. Now, I think that the next time our nation's facing something like this, we are not become, as I might have been, blinded by the partisan idea that maybe the truth might come from a side that's different than you are. But I think we should really be willing to pursue truth, no matter where that may have emerged, after for all of that. It's not about much more your regrets, but I have one. And that is early on that there was the theory that.
All right, y'all. Now you're taking too long. Shout out to RBN. Good morning, Boo. He says Josh Hawley. Josh Hawley is a senator from Missouri, the state I live in. Hawley is a big old biatch. He was egging on the January 6th riots while it was taking place. Okay. Well, what I'm talking about is his delivery and the fact that he don't sound like a P-ass biatch. I can tell he not a Democrat. That's where I was going with it. But thank you for the information. Let's go over here to this one. This says, look, if we can't arrest Dr. Fauci, can we at least arrest this guy? The C-19 era musical masterpiece was performed on stage with cue cards as prompts at the New York State Vaccine Hub. What I remember was all this, that you can't go nowhere unless you get this vaccine. You can't come to work unless you get this vaccine. And you have to stay 6 feet away, even in your own house. Do y'all remember that? In your own home, you cannot get near your own family outside of your immediate family. Child, crazy times.
Dr. Fauci, give us vaccines. Help all the people who have been quarantined. We'll wear our masks and we'll have to stay distant. We'll wash our hands and we'll be more resistant. Fauci, yes, promise us please. We'll have a cure that can fight off this disease. Restrictions will lift with some ease. Dr. Fauci, don't forget me.
Now, I'm not blaming Dr. Fauci for this bullshit right here, but y'all, LTM anyone? The way that these people was carrying on and the way, I was not trying to take that shit. I'm going to tell y'all, the only reason I took one shot is because I wanted to go on a cruise. That's it. Other than that, I said, fuck y'all. My family was like, you gotta do it. You gotta take it. You gotta take it. What about this? What about that? Then you can't come around. Child, I don't give a damn. This is what I said. You think I care? Yeah, y'all, you think that we can FaceTime, we can talk. We didn't figure all that out. We can go outside. Remember, some people was outside with the mask on, and I'm like, well, we're out the fuck side. What do we got a mask on for? I'm not going to try to act like I wasn't worried and scared when it first happened, but my church actually had we actually had already had, because it was already being talked about. And I said, Trump is acting like it's not a big deal. And he wasn't. He said, this will just go away. This will just go away. And my church gave out Psalms 91 and said, you paste this to the door and you go home and you pray and you sing it you read this every single day. And the thing about it is that he impromptu had that on a Wednesday for Bible study night. And then on Sundays, when we got the word that you cannot leave the house, don't come into work, work from home. So after that, we couldn't even go to church. Obviously, we couldn't go anywhere. And then these MFers start talking about, we don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. Then all of a sudden, it's like, we got a vaccine. I said, what? Child, I don't believe in no vaccines that's been around for at least 20 years. Like, don't give me no shit. Like when I think I told y'all when Depo-Provera came out, and they was like, "Oh, it's a new birth control." I said, "For who? Not for me and my kids. We're not taking that. That's too new. That's too new." So they sat up there and don't worry about what I am. The problem is, what are you? Don't worry about what I am, because whatever my relationship is with the Lord ain't got nothing to do with you. So don't even bother with it. Anyway, so they're saying that they're having something going on with Depo-Provera and people who was taking it. So I think that's the one that you put in your arm with all these sticks. I said, that look crazy anyway. Who the hell gonna do that? Oh, a lot of women did that. Oh, come on, y'all. Not my kids. You're not my kids. But anyway, so when they came up and said, "Oh, we got such and such for C19," and I was like, "When? What, did y'all go into the back room somewhere and get it? I'm not taking that shit. No." And my best friend was like, "Oh, it's been around for years. They've been working on it." Oh, so they knew C19 was coming. And she said, "Yeah, because there was already a C18, I guess, or something." And she's very smart. She has no common sense, but she's very intelligent. I was like, "Girl, I'm still not taking it." I was like, and like RBN is saying here, "Thank you, hon. I prefer people to stay away 6 feet. People be peopling." Exactly. I wish they could stay 6 feet away from this damn channel. But you know, people are so desperate for attention that they want my attention so bad, knowing that I don't give a fuck, because all views matter. And as long as you hear where about my relationship with the Lord, you making me money. So stay and continue to talk your bullshit. I don't give a fuck. But anyway, so when they're sitting up there talking about, "Oh, you can't go into a restaurant." I remember New York, because I went to New York because I just went to places that were near. So I went to New York, and there was no one outside of New York, which is crazy. But they built these outside wooden restaurant, I guess, places so you could eat outside, and then some people could be inside, and you had to be all these feet away. Child, I enjoyed my time during C19 once I was like, you know what? It sounds like we're gonna be good. And then that's when we started going and doing DoorDash and all that stuff. So yeah, I love C19. We had a good time. We made a lot of money. A lot of things happened around here. For all the people that just was like, because again, I believe that most people, and this ain't Fauci's fault, trust me, it's not. But all the people that heard that you didn't have to pay your bills, and you didn't have to pay the rent, and you didn't have to pay the electric bill, and you didn't have to do this, and you didn't have to pay your student loans, and there would be no interest, they thought that was party time. Hey, oh, it's party time. I ain't never seen so many Amazon fucking trucks in my neighborhood. If you work for Amazon during that time, you had to have made money. Ain't no way you didn't if you was an Amazon driver. I couldn't get into Amazon. That's why I ended up doing DoorDash. Don't tell me that people didn't take that as they thought that they would never have to work again, and they thought that they would just be able to not pay bills again. Then they was giving you $600 in the max on unemployment. They was throwing money at y'all. Then the PPP came out, and you dummies fell for that shit. Messing around with the government. I got 50 employees, give me $5 million. I got 500 employees, give me $60 million. Playing with the damn government, dummies. Just dumb. We ain't got to pay no bills. I got all this money. And what they do, probably went and got the damn vaccine like I did one time so I could go on a cruise. And there was no one on there. I mean, there was people on there. There was so few people on there. Woo! It was the best. I took another one the next month. I took another one. And I said, this is wonderful, right? Because we still work from home. So I could still work on the cruise, child. Y'all thought I went a lot of places last year and the year before. Shit, that next year, 2021, I was out. I was having a good time. Then some jackass made that song, "Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored." Now y'all want to get outside. I want to go out. I hate being in the house. I'm stuck. Oh my God. Then I guess they decided that they wanted to take the vaccine. You had all these celebrities, because you know people listen to celebrities. I don't know about y'all, the regular degulars, but you know people listen so much to celebrities. That's why they always prancing them in front of y'all's faces. So when the celebrities started saying, you have to do this as an American, you have to, and this was after Trump. You have to do this as an American, because they was carrying on about, how are we going to vote? How are we going to vote? Bitch, wear that mask and go vote. What are you talking about? You're the only one in the damn thing anyway. Just staying 6 feet apart. How are we going to vote? Went down there and voted. All right. Then here comes Joe Biden. Well, Trump is the one that put the first shit in place with the you getting paid. Everybody loved all that. Everybody loved all that. And then he said you ain't got to pay no bills. Everybody loved all that. Then Joe Biden did whatever the hell he did with his bill. Nobody was reading the fine print. It said you have to pay this back. You have to pay this, make a payment plan, figure out a way, but you don't get this time for free. You have to pay it back. Some reason, a lot of people didn't seem to hear that part. It was even written in because the job that I had to know these bills front to back. And it was in there. Because even with the grant that I got, I didn't have to pay it back. And I told everybody I knew about it, you get a grant, you get a grant, you get a grant. Take that $1,000 and let it go. Nope. Everybody want to get some stuff for free. Everybody like free stuff. Guess what? Now you get the repercussions of that. Because that's the part of the reason why the economy sucks now. I feel like that's part of the reason why Generation Z does not want to work, because they like the time when you didn't have to do anything but just be. There was kids talking about, I'm not going to graduate. You do graduate. You might not have a ceremony, but what do you want? Like, you can't have it all. You can't have it all. Then go have a ceremony. Y'all go out there, you get sick and you die. We don't want to hear it. Just, I'm telling you, people just don't be thinking. Shout out to Trey. Thank you, honey. He said, remember when they close businesses after 8? Why C19 must come out. C19 comes out at night. C19 comes out at night. That must have been what they were saying. Child, Walmart used to be open 24 hours. Now that bitch barely open. I don't even know because I don't go there, but I know when you needed to go somewhere, you could go to damn Walmart. Now you can't. That bitch is closed. What kind of world do we live in when it's closed? Waffle House closes. How does Waffle House close? That's crazy. It's supposed to be open 24 hours a day. I should be able to go get some waffles whenever I want to. Nope. Now that bitch is closed. They messed up a lot. They messed up a lot. Well, let's see what Fauci was saying in 2021 as compared to today.
The answer is, if there are oversight hearings, I absolutely will cooperate fully and testify before the Congress if asked. You may not know, but I've testified before the Congress a few hundred times, okay, over the last 40 years or so. So I have no trouble testifying. We can defend and explain and stand by everything that is said. So I have nothing to do. Under the advice of my attorneys, I will invoke my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution to refrain from answering your questions. Thank you. The answer is, if there are oversight hearings, I absolutely will.
Interesting. My, how things have changed. One more, then we're moving on. Real Daily Wire, don't think we've forgotten 2020, Fauci.
Moronic politicians that listen to the words of a megalomaniac who was more interested in having met a Kardashian than the suffering of the American people. Who the fuck do you think you were for doing that? It is a total disgrace what you did to this country. And if my Democrat colleagues are standing there defending you, I hope the voters of the United States of America watch the clips of every one of you doting on a guy who was more interested in being a celebrity than saving American people. You had moronic.
This comment up here says that he bragged that, now I don't know if this is true. Y'all tell me if this is true. It reads, he bragged that Barbara Streisand called him asking him about C19, what to do, what not to do. And he told her while we were all locked down that she can go about her business and work and have her parties for Thanksgiving. Now, there were a lot of celebrities that did whatever the hell it is that they wanted to do. Howard Stern turned into a crazy fool. Like, I don't care what you feel about Howard Stern, but he's still locked down, if I'm not mistaken, since C19. Oh, it is true? Oh, Lord, help your people. But also remember when Florida said, child, we're not doing all that. Florida said, we standing 10 toes down. We ain't closing shit. Everybody looking at Florida on TV, all like, what is going on? That's not fair. What is going on? Florida ain't shit. The skinny boy here, Florida ain't shit. How does Florida get to do whatever they want? They sat up there, they was partying, they was on the beach, they was chilling, they was going to eat, they was doing it all. Then people started going down there. And even when they started to get sick, they said, oh, well, figure it the fuck out. They said, figure it out, child. We don't give a damn. All right, one more, then we done. One more, because this is funny. I love Tom Selleck. It says, wait, so Fauci was lying? Clearly this is coming out. I know that's a copywritten song, but shout out to whoever made this and love me some Tom Hanks. So there you go. Shout out to Fauci. Whatever it is to come of this, we shall be watching. All right. All right, so let's get to Michi X. Y'all already know viewer discretion is advised, child. Viewer discretion is advised. If you are sensitive, you need to go on. Now, this is almost 2 hours, and I ain't got that much time, all right? But we're going to go ahead and listen to what she says. Her title is All the Things Nobody Wants to Discuss about the Nolan Wells case with Michi X. So if you don't know who Michi X is, she's just over 103,000. She is a pro-Black, and she's probably on the side of everything is racist when it comes to white people, too. But guess what? She ain't always wrong, and she direct with her shit, and she don't give a damn. And that's why I like her. But hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are normal. Here we go.
We're going to focus on the racism in this, okay? The real racism in this. Some of y'all was upset with me because of what I said about Nolan's mom. I'm going to say a little bit more about Nolan's mom tonight because we're talking about this from a perspective of racism and race relations in this country. Because if this ain't about racism, why y'all steady screaming that in this case? I'm going to need y'all to stay focused on the racism. We're going to talk about the biracial boy, okay, who I promise you, he got a white mama, okay? When I look at him, when I see the race issues in this, I see a biracial boy who got a white mom. We're gonna talk about the difference of white moms and Black moms when it comes to biracial children. This is why he can sit up there and say that dumb shit that he was saying on Tatum's show, okay? We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about the stupidity of Tatum. We're gonna talk about Black people that live in Mississippi ignoring the history of what really happens there. We're gonna talk about the fact that just because a parent loses a child, that don't make them automatically a good parent. The fuck?
Well, that is true. That is true.
Just like when people die, y'all always go, oh, you try and find nice shit to say about people when they die. Why y'all do that? I'm just saying for real. Let me give you an example. Every time somebody dies, y'all go to the church and y'all say the most dumbest shit about an asshole. You do know that if somebody is an asshole while they was alive, that they just a dead asshole, but y'all still find nice shit. Y'all always want to make the dead be nice, even if when they live, they did nothing but raise hell. Just because we have a Black mother in front of us and a Black father that I don't hear say a goddamn thing. He breathe? Because he don't even talk. At the end of the day, just because they're in that
Is she talking about the stepdaddy? We said that he like mute. He just went mute.
Situation, stop trying to make these people out to be wonderful. You ain't got to make them out to be bad, but I'm just gonna look at all the stuff and the evidence that's there because y'all just it's interesting to me to sit back and watch all of this before I come and give my perspective. And
all right, I'm sorry, I'm off track because I'm watching the Tom Selleck chart. Shout out to chat. Shout out to Generation X. Kiana, did you see him on Friends though? When he was with Monica, it was a very short period of time. They should have kept him on there. Woo, Lord help your people.
It's amazing to me all of the bullshit that is going on behind this case. It's really crazy to me. So let's first and foremost, I don't know, what do we want to talk about first? Y'all want to talk about somebody said it's his stepdad. Well, that's going to play into, let's talk about that first and foremost. Let's start off with the shit that's going to piss everybody off. I'm going to give y'all a warning, a trigger warning. Some of you might be upset with me. You might not like me during this live. You might get angry. If you're on Facebook, you might,
we do not care.
You might tell yourself that, I'm racist, but I would challenge you to explain that if you decide to say that. So I just want to give y'all a fair warning. Truth is not always easy to take. It's not something that you may enjoy hearing, but just because y'all want to be coddled in y'all feelings, to avoid the truth, we're not doing that. Nobody gets anywhere by not focusing on truth. Truth hurts, but that's how you grow somewhere. Anybody that wants to avoid the truth because your emotions can't take it, I want you to grow the fuck up, okay? Like this video, share this video. Y'all give me 2 seconds so I want to set something up because we're going to look at something tonight too.
So for the rets that weren't here and didn't listen, I actually did say, you fucking ret, that it started under Trump and he holds his responsibility to it. But because you're so Trump deranged, I see that the trolls are here. The Trump derangement syndrome is acting up already.
Because Trump bad. Trump bad.
Again!
Because Trump bad. Trump bad.
Going, you're being a racist! Racist!
Must be one of those social media people out here putting out shit and don't verify shit. Always running off at the mouth and don't even listen. Anyway.
Now on Facebook, every time I post something on Facebook, it'd be a whole lot of white people that be in the comment section. So I just want to say, white people, you are welcome to say your dumb shit in my comment section. But just be ready for what I'm going to say back to your ass. So I have 2 different audiences, so it'll be interesting to see what y'all have to say on Facebook. Okay, we're going to see if they leave this up. If I don't get banned on Facebook, we're going to test this shit. Hold on. That's your first. Let's get the first thing out of the way that y'all might get upset. Some of y'all are mad at me because of the approach that I have taken to this boy's mama. But let me say this, and I'm going to say it again, whether y'all can understand it or not. I am not necessarily upset, right, with his mom, like, oh, she shouldn't have any sympathy, or oh, she didn't just lose her son. Like, I get all of that, okay? Yeah, she lost her son, and this is sad. But at the same time, for plenty of mothers, okay, that have lost plenty of people to these systems and racism that she is crying, she goes and get crump. She wants to trigger the Black community. She is playing the racist card, but will not say that this is racism.
Well, yes, you are correct. And, you know, the pros don't want to hear that because all they want is a win against white people for some reason. Oh, yeah, this is why.
Because Trump bad. Trump bad.
That's really what it is. And for the Democrats, of course, because y'all got to listen to your leaders.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't Black.
And your other leader.
Yes, I'm speaking to you. Musty tether, where you fleeing to? Musty tether, yes, I'm speaking to you. Musty tether, where you fleeing to? I got into my Uber. What did I see?
Child, we could go through the rest, but y'all know who they are.
Right? His mom is the issue for sure. It's because she's not Black. Well, I don't know if she's not Black. So again, I've heard, and I could be wrong, but his mother, my understanding is she has a Black parent, right? Shout out to you, thank you for the gift. She has a Black parent, a full Black parent, and I don't know if this is true. And then I heard she has a parent that is Black and half Filipino.
No, the mama who we saw is Filipino, period. She half and half. I've never seen the dad. I'll let y'all determine whether Christina Wells Walmsley has a Black father, but she definitely has a full Filipino mama who is deceased.
Which means she's got more Black up in her space than anything else. So again, when people say that.
But then again, FBAs, any FBAs here? What is it, y'all? Because usually y'all like, nah, we not having it. All Black. I can't keep up.
Not Black. When you see his mom, you see his stepdad, and you see Nolan, you can say what you want to say. Why they lying to themselves? In America, they're not classified as a nigga anywhere you go, especially in Mississippi. So is these the lies we telling ourselves? So maybe we should have a conversation about that for Black people who think that you're not like every other Black person. Y'all don't want to hear this because it's mean to say, right? Right? But this is her family's Negro wake-up call. Y'all don't want me to say that. Y'all don't want me to say that, right? This is a Negro wake-up call.
Is this the Negro wake-up call, as she's saying? We're talking about Christina's dad, not Nolan's dad. And that's Nolan's stepdad, not his biological father. The one that don't talk anymore, that's his stepdad, not his biological dad.
He like, that mean to say. Thank you very much, Billy, for the membership, the 5 membership. Yes, I appreciate that. Thank you. So again, nobody wants to talk about that. We have to be so nice around everything that we're saying. Well, let me tell you something in this matrix. The game that his mom is playing to rile all the Black community up and get all of our emotions, all of our attention, all of our funds in the GoFundMe. You know, I find it very interesting that everybody loves dead Black bodies. Even those of you, and again, I'm gonna say Sassy Straights, the Black ones. Shout out to y'all. What did I say? Me right again. They don't give a fuck about you until you are dead or you are a criminal. She's saying the same damn thing. Some shit tonight. If the shoe don't fit, don't wear it. Just don't be in my comment section crying. Shut up if it don't apply to you. But if it do, wear the shoe, right? But y'all love dead Black bodies too. Because y'all come out with all your emotion, all of your anger, all of your protesting, all of your marching. I mean, that shit don't do nothing, but you think it do. You give your money, you give your effort, you give your support and your time to dead Black bodies. Y'all filled up in people's GoFundMe. They think you fucking white people's friends. Mississippi. Who said that they even needed funds? Is that the new formula now? As soon as the Black.
Yes, Michi, that is exactly the formula, of which I know she know. Because you just come out, you bring Ben Crump, you say that it's racism, talk about the history of Mississippi, you can talk about the history of Texas, you can talk about the history of Nolans or Louisiana, you can talk about the history of Florida, you can talk about the history of Georgia, you can always talk about the history because you're always going to find something, and just say that it's racism, and then set up a GoFundMe. And then it gets to almost, what is it, almost a million. We're just going to call it 1 million, child. We're just going to call it 1 million.
That person dies and Crump gets on board, or Lee Merritt, or any of these ambulance chasers, the next thing is to create a GoFundMe. And y'all gave these motherfuckers, and somebody gonna say you're jealous, your pocket watch. I don't give a fuck what y'all give. Give what you give. But what's crazy is that y'all will give that type of money to a dead Black body. And what I mean by that is what you won't do is give that money to living Black bodies, to organizations, to people doing the work, to those that are living, so you can make a difference so this doesn't happen in somebody else's life. Y'all don't give to that because y'all are only moved by dead Black bodies just like everybody else.
Correct. Now all of a sudden, everybody can afford everything, right? I thought it was the eggs was high, the milk was high, this is high, that is high. We can't afford to live. We can't afford to do this. We can't afford to do that. We can't afford to do this. We can't afford to do that. This economy, oh my God, I can't find a job. Look, pick something. It's always something. And I'm not saying that clearly it's not all black people, but it's enough black people. And it's a lot of black people, and not just Byron Allen, Colin Kaepernick, whatever that football player's name is, child. A lot of regular people, and that's great. Shout out to y'all. Get that money up, and make sure you're buying your shit for your kids for back to school and Christmas and Easter and all the other holidays and everything else. Yeah, Chris, the recession goes right out the window, because first it was Carmelo. Shout out to them. That's 700,000 or so there. There's basically $1 million here. I don't know if Ruiz has one yet. Y'all let me know if Ruiz has one. The girl that made the girl that allegedly took out the fluffiness or whatever of that tape. Now she got a GoFundMe. Now what she need GoFundMe for, I don't know. But everybody need a GoFundMe, Give, Send, Go, whatever it is. It's always gimme. Good luck to y'all. I ain't got shit.
Tell me I'm lying. You know how many organizations I can show you that is doing the work? They're not saying they're going to do the work. They're not Umar Johnson. I'm about to do the work. They have been doing the work all this time. They can show you what progress they've made in the community on what little bit they have, because nobody else is supporting that, and they have come this far. So nobody's asking you to believe in a dream. We're telling you, here goes the proof that shit is working, and y'all will not support that shit for nothing. If I come on here and I do a live, and I say on the live, these are the solutions to do A, B, C, D in the black community, that video will get the least amount of views. But
well, that's the same thing that happens here. So when people are like, well, why don't you ever do? I do, and no one watches them. So what fool would I be? What fool would I be to continue? I got a whole series on birth control. Y'all don't want to look at that, and y'all don't want to use no fucking birth control. But then you want to turn around and say, it's hard being a single mom. I need help because I'm a single mom. Child, what you want me to do? What you want me to do? You can find a way to go get an A/B sometimes, but you can't find a way to go get them condoms that sit right there. Do I know? Yes, I know, because I went to college. And of course, typically around most colleges is a Planned Parenthood. Around the one I went to, it was right there, because they said, child, don't get pregnant. Use these damn condoms. And they're free. Plus, if you're already on some type of assistance, they will help you with birth control. But it don't feel the same. Well, child, go feel it up. Shit. What the fuck you want me to do?
Let me come on here and let me start talking about somebody who done already died. The police did something to them. Somebody else done something to them. Y'all have every dollar, every moment, every heartfelt, every social media post. Y'all detect.
Child, what is his first name? Ruiz. Because I just got a message that he does have a GoFundMe. Hold on. GoFundMe. What is Ruiz's first name? Does anybody know? Is it Jorge? Anybody know the Ruiz's guy's first name? Is it George? Corey. All right, hold on. Corey Ruiz. Ciao. Wash, rinse, repeat, do again. A, wash, rinse, repeat, do again. A, wash, rinse, repeat, do again. Let's see. $50,000 needed for Ruiz. Corey Ruiz. Justice for Corey, telling his story. Antonio Lopez and Veronica Ruiz for Veronica Ruiz. Let me see. There's a picture, and proceeds will fund counseling for Corey's family and future needs for his daughter, Kalia. Okay. Maybe that's the one that was up front talking. On July 22nd, 2026, my brother Corey Ruiz was SHOT'd multiple times by Madison Police Department officer. The shooting has now left our family without our son, brother, father, and friend. He leaves behind his mother, Elsa, his sisters, Veronica and Anna, and his brother, Adam. He also leaves behind his beautiful daughter, Kalia. This fund is established to assist with mental and grief counseling for our family and to assist our family in the days to come. as we continue to seek justice for Corey. A portion of these proceeds will also be used to benefit my brother's only daughter, Kalia, who has to live without her father. 100% of these proceeds will benefit the Ruiz family and Kalia. This GoFundMe will not go towards any legal or funeral expenses. Now, what did Claudia say? Tough time tonight, but let me rewind it. You heard Claudia now.
I'm going to say this, and people can be mad at me if they want to. I think just because someone passes on, it doesn't mean we just, now we can't say anything negative or honest about you. I think just because someone passes on, it doesn't mean we just, now we can't say anything negative or honest about you. I think just because someone passes on, it doesn't mean we just, now we can't say anything negative or honest about you.
Interesting. So there you go, 50,000. They're 78% to goal. 38,826. We'll have to check back and see once they get to goal if it gets raised up to 75,000. But that's what's going on. I can't imagine where anyone has ever seen that before. But back to Michi X.
Now y'all doing everything you can to figure out everything but fucking focus on the racism, because I think y'all get so caught up in the emotion of the game of racism. See, it's a game of racism that y'all really don't even know what the real racism is. So y'all make it.
How many times have I said that? If y'all want to call everything racism, you water down the wording for racism, because everything cannot be racism. But Black people like to think that every single thing is racism. So now it's like people are like, fuck it. I might as well do it because you're gonna call it racism regardless. So it cheapens the word, it waters it down, and now people don't take the shit seriously.
Shit up now. They burned his body, he had bruises on his face. Why? So we could say he was lynched. You don't have to make up racism in this case. It already exists. His mama is playing a game where his mama doesn't damn understand. Maybe she does. I don't care either way, because it's somebody who has lost somebody to this system, several people to this system. And I sit with people every day who have lost their loved ones. I want you to know her child is not any more important than any fucking body else's.
Ooh, don't let Ben Crump hear this. Michi. Ben Crump is going to be upset. He already upset that people was paying attention to where LeBron was going. And he said, get your eyes back on Nolan Wells. He told the blacks, get your eyes back on Nolan Wells.
And if we are going to give our focus and our attention to your son, ma'am, to your situation, how dare you sit your dumb ass up on TV after you play the race card, you trigger the Black community, but then you refuse to say you think it's about race. So bitch, why you bring race into this motherfucker in the first place? Why did you bring race into it in the first place? Because you're playing a game with us to get what you want for your son, because you don't really have any connection to the Black community and our plight, because you did not think that all those issues we deal with as Black people, she didn't think that should apply to her and her Black ass Filipino son. She didn't think it applied to them. Now that it does, she want to play the card, but not play the card, because she let them white people. Now I'm going to show you a visual tonight that I'm really going to need y'all to hold and take in. Another thing I want to point about his mom, and you can take it and leave it as you want to. I don't believe anything that everybody says on either side of this. One thing I will tell you, that as Officer Tatum was interviewing those boys, there is a boy that says that he is a friend. What is his name? His name is Trayvon, right? And he says that he...
I think she's talking about Trayston.
Is a good friend of Nolan's, in that they grew up together since the 9th grade. And he says, so of course, I haven't known him since childhood. But his mother said she did not know this boy.
And we did question this. We did definitely question this. Just because you don't know his friends don't mean that they weren't friends. We all most of us acknowledge that when we were younger, our friends didn't know every single person that we knew. So for her to even say that just because she doesn't know them, just like they just are, people are not using their brains, and anything that she says that they just want to go with. We taught Nolan how to swim. Okay, we saw the waters the other day when that lifeguard saved that little boy. A lot of people can know how to swim. You just need to know how to swim for swimming's sake, so you just don't drown in case you were swimming. But if the water's the water, and you don't know what the water is gonna do, and it don't give a damn about nobody's race. Trust me when I tell you, the water don't care. But we watched that yesterday.
Okay. Follow me, because we're going a lot of places tonight, but follow me. So she says, I don't know this boy. He says on the interview that he has parked his car at her house for days. He has gone on trips to Florida for days with her son, that they stand next to each other in the graduation lines. I don't believe that he's lying. Okay. Now,
he's definitely not lying for the part about being around each other. If most high schools do it that way, mine did. I don't know about y'all. You basically are always around the people that are around your name in the alphabet. Our classes, our homeroom classes in high school were based off of where your name landed in the alphabet. So if you had a lot of W's, then most of y'all had W's. Whenever you lined up, it was by your last name. Not that we lined up, but when you were grouped, it was by people in your last name. You definitely knew the people that had the letter in your last name for the most part. I'm just saying. So what she's saying there, what he said, I believe Tristan. I did. I don't care about nobody else. I believe what the hell he was saying, because I'm not going to sit here and say that just because the mother didn't know him don't mean that he was not friends with Nolan. Clearly, he had a lot of friends, a lot of pictures. Tristan has pictures. I guess that's just made up, right?
I'm not saying the boy telling the truth about everything. I'm just talking about this one thing. I don't think a person will go that hard to say that they've had imaginary trips with this boy, right? Okay? There's something else. Listen to what I'm saying. Follow me down this rabbit hole. So nobody's really talking about this, but a couple of weeks ago, how many of you know that Warren, I think that's the boy that was on the interview with Tatum, right? He has a brother. Okay?
Warren has a brother. Did we know that? I mean, it's not surprising. Warren has a brother. I didn't hear that part. Maybe y'all heard it when Tatum was talking to him. I didn't hear that. Do y'all know that Warren has a brother?
It's Warren or Wyatt. I don't know these white boys' names, but one of their brothers, the boy whose last name is Pyron, right? Let me tell you what he had.
Is that Warren's last name, Pyron? I don't know his last name. Anybody know his last name? Listen, I can't keep up with all these people. Now I gotta be figuring out who the fuck Bart is. Shit.
To say. Because he finally wanted everybody to know, if you give white people enough time to trigger them, they will tell you exactly how they feel about black people. So Pyron, several weeks ago, after this happened, comes online, one of the boys that was on the boat's brother, and says, I see you reposted this, so I just want to let you know what really happened. He does this on a post for somebody who's reporting. He says, can't be listening to all these black people saying his friends did something. He was my brother that day on my boat, and he chose to stay. They know who the girl is. It happens at porn all the time. These guys posting this shit on TikTok are all worthless blacks who want nothing but views. Nolan has basically lived at my house for the last 3 years. We would never do anything to harm him. Y'all following along here? Follow me here.
Did y'all know this? Let me go back and let her read it again. This is what allegedly, all right, what Warren's brother, whatever his name is, said and posted somewhere about Nolan. How do you colors? That's what he said.
Pyron, several weeks ago, after this happened, comes online, one of the boys that was on the boat's brother, and says, I see you reposted this, so I just want to let you know what really happened. He does this on a post for somebody who's reporting. He says, can't be listening to all these black people saying his friends did something. He was my brother that day on my boat.
But Michi X, I'm going to say that it mostly has been black people that's been saying that something happened. Are we going to tell the truth or are we going to lie? I know that there's white people saying it, but let's not act like caricature. In the usual suspects didn't start this shit and was going down that rabbit hole, period, point blank. Even Flacco now. Every day he doing a live stream about it.
And he chose to stay. They know who the girl is. It happens at porn all the time. These guys posting this shit on TikTok are all worthless blacks who want nothing but views. Nolan has basically lived at my house for the last 3 years. We would never do anything to harm him.
Nolan has basically lived at my house for the last 3 years. And we saw that. If it's the house that we saw, they're rich. They're clearly rich. They got a boat docked in the back. They got water scooters and shit docked in the back. They got a parapet, a big old look over. They live on the lake behind them. They clear. That's where I would be. Shit. My Jewish girlfriend, that was one of my best friends when I was younger. I was always at her house because, child, she had a car. Her mom and daddy gave her everything. We could go anywhere. Child, yes, that's what. So y'all gonna act like that? If that was, let me just say, was that the case for any of y'all? Or maybe you didn't have a rich friend. Maybe you didn't have a rich friend. But child, she the first one that had a car. Yeah, girl, let's go. You taking me to school? Let's go. We lived in the same neighborhood. Yeah, girl. The difference is her parents gave her everything. We lived in the same neighborhood, but her parents gave her everything. Mine said, girl, you better get a job because I ain't got no McDonald's money. We already went over that. But child, we was over there. She had her boyfriend that her parents didn't approve of, and they said, stop seeing him. And she said, okay. And what you think she did? She took that car that she had and went on over there, and I went right with her, okay? Wherever we wanted to go. But I'm sure that doesn't happen to anyone else, and definitely doesn't happen or didn't happen with Nolan.
Following along here, follow me here, because now this is what his brother said. Now there's several things that I noticed in that I could focus on, and one, he's now starting to tell you how he feels about black people, okay?
Listen, I don't think that that's racist. All I'm saying is that that's the truth, regardless of what, like, so now he can't say black people. That's exactly who took off with this on the strength of Ben Crump. All right. Anyway.
But before we get into that, I want you to notice what he said. Nolan has nearly lived at my house for the past 3 years.
And his mama didn't know him? How that happened? What? You mean the mama didn't know where he was spending nights at?
The other boy said that he was going places with Nolan and leaving his car parked in Nolan's driveway, but he also said he didn't meet the mom face to face. So what that tells me is that even though his mom is grieving, I'm not saying she's a bad mom or you should be mean to her, but what I actually think is that she doesn't know what the fuck her son be doing.
I agree with her. Cause I'm telling you, you had a curfew in my house. I had a curfew in my house. Clearly, people was free. And this is the part where I be saying, y'all up here allowing Ben Crump to run y'all around talking about Emmett Till and its races. They was fine down there. They was doing wonderful things. They was having a great life. They was making things work together. And again, neither one of them has said that they say that this is racism. Neither one of them. But the black congregation wants to take it over for them and not pay attention to who the hell it is that they fighting for. And it's going to end up being the same situation as it always does. And black people don't want to hear it because they want to win against white people so bad. Part of the reason also that, like, shout out to everybody that's here, but black people for us, specifically Generation X. You ain't gonna go to nobody's house for the most part. If you secretly going, that's something different. But you're not gonna be like, yeah, mom, I'm going to see Warren. She gonna be like, who the fuck is Warren? Who's Warren? Did I meet his mama? Is he on the football team with you? Have I seen his mama? They not going for that. They wasn't going for none of that. Today, child, people be letting their child be out downtown Chicago, downtown Baltimore, doing whatever they want. Not to mention, whether they want to realize it or not, the mama ain't black. And with everything that we say about what black moms do wrong and the issues and all that type of stuff, let me tell you something. Your ass better be where she said you better be, regardless, or you getting your ass beat. You getting your ass beat. You can think that Asians they do whatever, but in this case, I'm telling you, she wasn't paying attention to shit. She's right. She's absolutely right. Nolan, because they were comfortable in Mississippi. They liked everybody in Mississippi. She had all them clients in Mississippi. And now because she's allowing Ben Crump to cry racism and everyone else to cry racism, that's why they leaving them damn comments under her thing. But nobody wants to acknowledge what is actually true. That's why they're leaving the negative comments. Oh, you racist? Because let me tell you something. If it's a white person, and yeah, I'm doing it. If it was a white person doing all this, and you saw that the person representing them was saying that it's racist, black people would be doing the same thing if that was your doctor. Don't lie and say that they wouldn't be. They would be doing the same damn thing, and they would be going up there and figuring out who the hell they could go to not be a part of that doctor. Why would they? If you think white people are racist by way of Ben Crump, why would I come to you as a doctor? Why would I? So now she could potentially be losing her reputation here in this town that she has done very, very well in. They've all done very, very well in, regardless of the racism. Michi is absolutely correct. They didn't think there was no racism here because there was no racism here. Now, if you want to say for them, now, if you want to say that they're getting a Negro wake-up call, like Michi is saying, quite possibly. But the only reason that they're getting it at this point, in my opinion, is because they allow Ben Crump to run this shit off the rails like he always does. Like he's now doing with Carlos, or whatever his name is, Ruiz, who is not even black. I thought he was here to help the Blacks. But I guess that's only for whenever. All right. Anyway, go ahead, girl.
Just let that sink in. I think that boy did park his car at the mama house. I think she is the nurse, and whether she works a lot or whether she just is not that involved, everybody keeps saying that this guy is his stepdad. So the more less involved he feel like he got to be, because that's not really my child. And Nolan is out here grown, 18 years old. He does what he wants. So I truly believe he was at these white boys' house all the time. And if he was nearly living on their couch, also at 11:30 at night, it was his friends that called his mom and said Nolan is missing.
They're not going to acknowledge that, Michi. They want to ignore what they want to ignore and see what they want to see. We know that he's the one, Warren, I think, is the one that called the mama because she wasn't no bit worried about him. Then she want to jump into, oh my God, after he alerted her that he was worried about Nolan because it was 4th of July and you ain't heard from him. I guess she probably thought he was over there at the rich people's house. She probably did, allegedly. I don't know. But Warren had to be the one. No one wants to acknowledge that Warren is the one that alerted people. They just want to say, oh, that's because he's the one that did it. Typically, people who commit crimes, and for all the people that run up the crime shit, they don't really be bringing attention to their crimes. They just wait until someone finds out. And then they like, oh my God, how many people have we seen where they're like, they went to the funeral, they acted like they didn't know, and they was crying and carrying on. In this case, he went and said, we ain't seen Nolan. If you heard from him. And now it's like, they did it. It typically don't work that way. Why would they bring attention to something that they did? Child, people don't think.
Nolan's mom wasn't worried about where her son would have 11:30 because that tells me Nolan kind of does what he wants to do. She wasn't, if Nolan would have showed up to the next morning and came home, she wouldn't have been surprised by that.
So I don't want to hear that Michi ain't black because neither is Nolan's mom and y'all all behind her. So miss me with that bullshit.
No, I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just saying Nolan probably doesn't come home a lot. He just hangs out with his fucking friends and does what he wants. And some of y'all gonna tell me no. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about because one, I'm a mother. My kids ain't no motherfucking kid leaving no car in my driveway. And my kid is taking off for days to go to Florida with them.
Hell fucking no. She ain't nobody leaving no cars in my driveway and I don't know who they are and where they come from. I'm just saying, ain't no way. You can carry that shit somewhere else. Who is it? Where you going? Now, if you're doing something on your own behind my back, that's something different. But as far as what you doing around here, I was always y'all come here. Bring them people here to this house. Bring everyone here. That's what I did. Now, again, these today parents just let their kids do anything and go anywhere.
I don't know who this kid is. I'm just saying. So it seems like to me, while she's saying, I don't know this boy, and instead of just being real honest because she don't want to look bad, I don't think she knew many of his fucking friends. She's a nurse. Maybe she worked long hours. I don't know. But what I will tell you is this, right? Because there's a lot to unpack there. So let's talk about this too, because there's new shit that's coming to the light. And everybody, when y'all see the video on Horn Island, I find it very interesting that there's nothing but a ton of white people. We're going to look at that video. And
I don't think that's weird to see a ton of white people at the beach. I mean, I know blacks go to the beach and everything. I'm a beach goer, but it's not typically, unless maybe the Inkwell in specific spots where black people go, but black people don't like to be in the sun. I don't. I'm going, but I don't like to be in the sun. I'm gonna be in the shade, but I'll be out there, especially in the Caribbean. I'm out there.
It's like 1.5 black people. Okay. If anybody's seen a bunch of black people on an island like that, you know what y'all would say? Y'all would say, look at all these niggas ghetto-fying this island. Look at them over here. They smoking weed. They bumping music. They just making shit ghetto. Y'all on here, maybe Facebook can speak up. Y'all on here are white and hang out with rich white kids. How many of you do? Because I'm going to tell you about rich white kids. Rich white kids are the baddest, most disrespectful, out-of-control motherfuckers I've ever hung out with. Now, when y'all ask me about white people, most of y'all assume, oh, she got white family. She know about white folks. No, I actually don't. My family ain't got many white folks. I told you, it was my grandfather and his wife came over here from Poland. My dad was born. His 2 sisters were born. I have cousins, but they're half black, and then that's it. Talking about Auntie Susie when she says some
now Michi scams the black community like Ben Crumb, but y'all just choose your scammers. All right, well, y'all do that. Keep following that nigga.
This is shit many years ago about Tamir Rice. She tried to get loud. I told her, girl, fuck you. I'm grown and you racist. We haven't spoken since. Hey, Aunt Susie, if you watch. I'm gonna tell you where I hung out with white folks. When my mother, she got up, and my mom moved out of Detroit long time ago. She did not want to be there. My mother always ran to white neighborhoods. I've always told this story, thinking that we would have a better life if she had us around white people. So when I got into these neighborhoods and there was nothing to do, because I'm a kid coming from Detroit, Michigan, I was bad as fuck when I was little. That's a whole nother story. But I was in these goddamn streets, and then you send me to some white suburbs somewhere in Colorado and all of these stupid ass states, right? With a bunch of white kids, and then you want to put me in high school, and I'm like 10 of fucking black kids in the school, and that's it. So when we was in those places, and these parents were police officers, judges, lawyers, doctors, just like in this community, we hung out with their kids. Them kids was bad as fuck. They was.
I mean, I hope nobody thinks that kids are well, I know that a lot of people think kids are innocent. See, this is the part where people seem to forget that they used to be a kid. I know a lot of people are old around here, including myself, but I can definitely remember younger years and doing shit I had no business doing, being around people I had no business being around, and lying and keeping secrets. But in this case, everybody want to act like everybody's an angel. Everybody's an angel, and only white people are wrong in this case. So Nolan wasn't young. The white boys were young or old enough to know better to tell Nolan what to do. And as soon as a white person be telling a black person what to do, who the fuck do you think you are? You cannot have it both ways. Y'all sound crazy.
Every time we wanted to act up, we would go to their house. Because you couldn't do that shit at our black parents' house. But we could go to their house and their parents would actually be the one to buy the liquor for the kids.
I was gonna say, like my Jewish friend, child, they gave us anything and everything. You need some money? Not me. She would get the money and then we would go to McDonald's or we would go wherever. We go see her boyfriend and she wasn't supposed to be seeing, all that type of stuff. So now all of a sudden, every kid is an angel just because they're deceased. Claudia said, you know, hold on, let's see what Claudia said. Hold on a second. What did Claudia say? Time tonight, but let me rewind it. You heard Claudia now. I'm
gonna say this, and people can be mad at me if they want to. I think just because someone passes on, it doesn't mean we just, oh, now we can't say anything negative or honest about you. I think just because someone passes on, it doesn't mean we just, oh, now we can't say anything negative or honest about you. I think just because someone passes on, it doesn't mean we just, oh, now we can't say anything negative or honest about you.
So, you know, y'all can try to act like you was never young and you ain't never did nothing wrong all you want to. And I'm not saying that it's wrong in any malicious way. And I'm not saying that it's abnormal at all. Some of the things that are happening today with these kids taking people out of here, yeah, that's wrong. We wasn't out here deleting people. We was just out here trying to be grown when we had no business trying to be grown. And we was probably hanging out with people we shouldn't have been hanging out. Because I'm gonna say I was going to the hood because I did not live in a hood or a ghetto, because that's where the boys were, the good looking ones. I'm not gonna so we just gonna act like. And I also had the friends in my neighborhood, the Jewish girl who had money. I wasn't nobody discriminating. I wasn't discriminating against nobody. If anybody was racist, I already knew it, and I knew it wasn't no point. Wasn't nobody friends with them. Child, I've never been friends with no crazy people. Well, I try not to be anyway. But child, if somebody was racist, what the fuck I need to be friends with them for? I already know what it is. So you leave me the fuck alone, I'll leave you the fuck alone. That's why these people were not racist, at least towards him. Let me at least say it that way. They accepted that boy. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all say what you want.
A lot of those rich white parents, they're not ever even home with their children. They just give them money and they tell them to do whatever.
Shout out to my Jewish friend.
The fuck they want to do. We partied at them kids' house. You could smoke at their house. You could cuss at their house. You could drink at their house. You could goof at their house.
You definitely can do a lot. You could
do whatever you wanted, and the parents did not care. And if they came home and tried to check the kid be like, fuck you, mom. That shit ain't no made for TV.
No, I ain't know no kids like that, though. No, I ain't know no kids like that.
That shit is real. These little badass kids is rich. You can't tell them nothing. They out doing whatever the fuck they want to do. And now people want to talk about Nolan was drinking heavy and doing coke. He probably was. And so what the fuck rest of y'all?
Wait. Hold on. What you say? Hold on.
Fuck you, mom. That shit ain't no made for TV. That shit is real. These little badass kids is rich. You can't tell them nothing. They out doing whatever the fuck they want to do. And now people want to talk about Nolan was drinking heavy and doing coke. He probably was. And so
Listen, I don't know nothing about that. But if these kids was grown enough to be able to do boating, again, I don't know much about boating. We learning now. They could be boating. Of course, they have cars. They said they have trucks. I mean, they are 18 and 19 now, but they probably had trucks since they was 16. My Jewish girlfriend had a car at 15 before she even had her fucking license. Yeah, I was. Yeah, girl. Let's go, child. I'm hanging out with you for sure. And your parents gonna hook us up when I'm at your house? And your parents gonna give you money so we can go out here and do whatever the fuck we gonna do? And we're gonna go hang out with your boyfriend who is not even in high school? Let's go, girl. Okay. We're gonna act like people, like kids don't do that shit. Now listen, I'm not agreeing with the DRUG use. I'm not agreeing with that. And I said that yesterday, or whatever day we listened to Tatum, and I said, I don't think he should be saying that. He got a DM from a DM, and he's talking about the DM. No, that's not right. He shouldn't have did that. He messed up a little bit when he did not the interview, but when he came out and started talking that shit that he knew. Child, take it to the police and then let them say what you can say and what you can't say.
What the fuck rest of y'all? Y'all what too? Badass motherfuckers. Y'all was on the boat drinking. Who bought you the liquor? Because it had to be somebody 21 and older. So what adult bought y'all some fucking liquor?
You know, somebody told me that in Mississippi, you can drink at their ages as long as an adult is around. So I'm just saying, I guess you can get around it. I'm too lazy to look it up because I don't care. But that's what one of y'all told me.
Why your parents let you do what you want, because you're rich, you think you can do everything you want to do, and because you're white, you think you can do what you want to do. And at the end of the day, your parents don't check you because they raise you with a sense of superiority. I want you to think about that. Any fucking adult that has any sense when it comes to their children, who is letting your kids go out on a boat even though they're 18 years old and you ain't had a conversation and you don't want them drinking? People crash on boats, people die on boats. I'm not just gonna give my badass kids a big ass bait.
I feel like it's Mississippi, and that's just what they do. I feel like it's Mississippi. It's a different part of the United States. They live differently, and I just feel like that's just what they do. But just like when I go to the Caribbean, you know, it's different. You do different things in different parts of the world. That was his environment. That's what they did. All of them talking about boats. They know about bilgo pumps and the starboard. I'm on cruises all the time, and I still don't understand the difference between starboard side and the eastboard side and the other side. I still don't understand all that. All I know is, get me to where I need to be. Where's the daggone liquor? That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Do whatever you want to do. Go take this boat. Y'all just go out there. You have no rules, no regulations for none of these kids. The kids bad as fuck. And they was all out there being bad as fuck. Now I don't know if these white boys did something to Nolan, but somebody white did something to Nolan. I know that. There's too much going on in this foul play, and I'm gonna let y'all see what the island looked like that day. So again, I think the real story in this is that I don't think that boy is lying, and we don't know how we argue over the dumbest shit. That boy lying. Y'all got whole videos talking about he is calling Nolan's mom a liar, and this boy is disrespectful. No, the truth is his mom doesn't want to admit that she just didn't know her son's friends because she wasn't fucking around enough or didn't pay enough attention. Somebody said you be flip-flopping. Girl, your mama be flip-flopping. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. I guess you haven't watched my other 2 videos on this because
people don't look into anything except for what they want to hear. And then they start throwing names. Child, I don't give a fuck about y'all trolls. But I was just texted that what I said about the kids and drinking with adults around is legal in Mississippi. And the person that said it to me is the one that looked it up. So look it up for yourselves. Do it. Don't. Stay here and keep trolling. I don't give a fuck. All views matter. Y'all hit the like button for me. Hit the starboard is right. But what side is right? I guess if you're facing the front of the boat, it's the right side, that's starboard. Well, half the time I don't even know where I'm at. So this is why I shouldn't be working on no cruise ships. I'll just go cruise. Because I don't know if I'm facing the front, the back. I'll be drunk. Y'all already know. I'm trying to see if I can go on a cruise in the next 2 weeks, y'all. I'm going somewhere in the next 2 weeks. I got to get the hell out of here. I just feel like the walls are closing in on me and I want to go. So I don't know if it's going to be Atlanta to go see the Taste on Linux girl. I don't know if it's going to be a cruise. I don't know. Maybe I'll push Bahamas up, but I got to go. It's about to be August. And honestly, I got to find something else to look at besides this damn case.
From the very beginning, my stance has always been the same. Who be flip-flopping? No, I think the part of this is that y'all come over here and think you know who the fuck I am, and you think you're going to tell me how to think, and just because it's a black issue, y'all think I'm going to automatically jump on everybody's side. I'm not done, because I didn't say that they didn't do nothing to him. I said that y'all focused on the wrong shit.
I tell you, colors, y'all so funny. Y'all over here mad at me because of what I'm showing and what I think. That's the problem with the color community. That's why we'll never get anywhere, because just because somebody don't agree with you, you got to think that you're going to drag them down. Child, keep talking this shit. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you, fuck Ben Crump, and fuck your mom.
So all I'm saying is, while y'all making these videos talking about he disrespecting Nolan's mom, he's calling Nolan's mom a liar. Why are y'all debating this and wasting energy over this? Thank you. Somebody said I'm very consistent. I said what I said from the beginning. I stand on what the fuck I said. So if I'm flip-floppy, you obviously are wish-washy, and your ass ain't watched all my other videos. Because I stand on everything I've said from the beginning. Now let's talk about something else really quickly for any white people that are in here. Let me give you a lesson. And for any black people who want to keep saying somebody is that black people are racist and everybody can be racist. Okay? Let's talk about that for a moment. I want to take this time to show you the difference. So there's a word called prejudice. Yes? Prejudice has a definition. Prejudice is not the same thing as racism. That's why they are two different words and they have two different fucking definitions, okay? So let's go back to the white people's definition, the colonizer, the oppressor, the racist person who gave us this new definition. So the definition of racism says that you think you're superior to another race. Which I'm gonna tell you, that's not the full definition. They changed it so you can think anybody is racist. First of all, you're supposed to think that you are the best out of everybody. Not that people are beneath you, but if you don't think you're the best, what the fuck is you doing? You're an insecure, weak back motherfucker. If you
I agree with that, but y'all, I let people think what they want. I don't give a fuck. You all just don't understand how much I don't care what people think. I really don't. We know what we're doing over here, child.
come from a group of people, you are supposed to think that your group of people are the shit. That's human nature. So fucking listen to me with that fucking definition. Everybody's supposed to think they're the best, right? Now we have prejudice, where you look at groups of people based on certain things and you have preconceived notions about them that make you negatively not like them. So you may treat or say certain things to them a certain way. Everybody can be prejudiced. But see, racism is prejudice plus power, and that becomes racism. Because see, that's what they left out in that definition. Now let me show you something right the fuck now. If people had killed Nolan and we found that out, right? And it was some white boys, and let's say that they killed Nolan because Nolan is black. And the reason they did it was because of racism, right? Now, that is a racist issue. But if the system and the medical examiner and the police officers and everybody involved got on and did their job, they searched those boats right away, they talked to everybody right away. Matter of fact, there is a law that says if you are the person driving a boat and you bring somebody to an island, it is against the law to leave them and not sure that they make it back safely. There was clearly alcohol on the boat.
I didn't know that was a law. I didn't know that was a law. Shout out to Artifacts. Thank you for the flow state. 200 joules. Thank you so much. Wrinkled Brain, my bad. Racism is hating another race because they're another race. It's really that simple. I agree with you. I hate everybody. I'm equal opportunity. Can't stand in none of y'all. Okay, just know and understand. But I'm just playing. But I just deal with people how they act. Like the idiots that are in here now, the racists that are in here now, the pro-blacks that really aren't pro-black. Because if you were really pro-black and you cared about blacks, you wouldn't be taking down blacks. But y'all do it all the time. I digress on that. I don't give a fuck what y'all do and what y'all believe. But that ain't gonna change my motherfucking mind, because I'm gonna believe in whatever the fuck I want to, because I'm a grown-ass adult that don't need none of you motherfuckers. Not y'all, you know what I'm saying. That's over here thinking that I give a fuck. You the one triggered by the conversation, but you someplace that you don't like, and yet you still here. Okay, do your thing. Don't hate the rest of us that don't need to whine and complain about life, because we just live it and deal with the problems every single day. And because we have questions about shit that goes on here. Everybody want their dying allegiance, but look at how you coloreds act. But you want somebody's dying allegiance. I feel like most of the time, y'all be most of the problem. It's like I said, white people stay the fuck away from me. At work, if they get on my nerves, I don't talk to them. In life, if you look crazy, I'm walking away from you. And that's anybody. And that's anybody. I don't care if you're black or white. If you look crazy, I'm crossing the street. You say I'm scared, I don't care what you say. I have common sense to not be around motherfuckers that aren't gonna do me well as far as I'm concerned, because I make those decisions because I'm an adult. Just because y'all don't seem to know how to do that, and you need someone to lead you, and so you follow someone like Ben Crump who does the same thing over and over again, because coloreds love to be scammed. And then they also love to be in places running off at the mouth, saying shit because they just feel like somebody cares. No, you don't want to look like a fool being someplace that you clearly don't like to be, but still here, knowing that you're making me money. But all views matter. All views matter.
Kids have admitted to that, right? So who bought the alcohol? So there's at least an adult that should be arrested. The person who is driving, even if it's a misdemeanor, right? The person who's driving the boat should be, that's a reason to arrest them immediately. Now you don't have to keep them, but you use it as a fucking tactic to put them in jail, to make them be scared a little bit. You can hold somebody for 72 hours without charging them with anything. So you could have had the motherfucker Bart, who gave alcohol to the people in jail, holding him for giving alcohol to underage children, at least until he made bail. Because they all
they don't. You can't say that Bart gave the alcohol, because on that island everybody had alcohol. You can't really say that Bart gave the alcohol. I don't know that there's any way that can be proven. That's just her saying something. All them people that was out there, all those people that were taking pictures, all those boats that we saw, all those adults that even they had beer. So I don't think that they can put that on Bart. Sorry. Shut up. Not sorry. Wrinkle Brain. Well, I want to call you Wrinkle Brian. Wrinkle Brain, thank you. He says, say messy. These clowns wouldn't have said Jack-ish if Nolan would have gotten SHOT'd up 50 times at the corner store. Absolutely not. You are absolutely right. Absolutely not. But Everybody knows everything and don't know anything, like saying minors can't drink. Clearly they just got here or they just don't listen, because there's a lot of people that just want to say shit and don't want to listen. And that's why black fatigue is a thing.
Don't make bail. You could have locked the other boy up for taking somebody on a boat and not bringing their ass back. They didn't lock nobody up and start asking questions. But let's say they did all of that and they shared the information and they didn't hold back and they didn't cover shit up. Would this actually be an issue of racism? If the individuals did something to him because they're racist, but then the system made them pay the fucking price for what they did, this is not really a systematic or racist issue you would have to be concerned about. Because what it says to me is that if you do something racist, the law is going to hold you to what is right, and you did some shit wrong. Yes, you wouldn't be screaming racism. The reason we're screaming racism.
So Jean T says she looked it up. I'm assuming that you're a woman. Thank you. Yes, intentionally stranding or abandoning a passenger or operating a vessel, but Nolan wasn't stranded in my opinion. No, he wasn't stranded because he said he wanted to stay, and it was heard that he wanted to stay. But no one wants to listen to the law. They just want to believe what they want to believe. Thank you for looking that up. Just like the part about minors can drink if there's adults around. Yeah, the key word in there is intentionally. You're absolutely right. If someone decides not to go, that's on them. And they also said that it's common to say that you're not coming back on this one, you'll just come back with somebody else. This is nothing new for these people. This is nothing new what they're doing. It's new to coloreds because they don't know nothing about boating. And I'm not going to act like I do because I don't. But I'm learning because I'm willing to learn instead of just thinking what I think, even though I'm ignorant to not look stuff up, which just happened the other day. And I had to go ahead and put that in its place. But I'm going to digress on that. And just go along with whatever Ben Crumps and the blacks say, because allegedly you love blacks, but you over here disparaging blacks up here in my chat. But y'all, whatever. Hit the like button, hit the dislike button, subscribe if you are normal.
Right now, let's be clear. It's not because Nolan is gone and he was on an island with white people. The reason we're screaming racism is because he was on an island with all of these white people, and they have parents who are doctors, judges. They are the head over the toxicology department. Okay? These are their parents. So what happens is that they feel, let's be clear.
She doesn't know any of this for a fact. This is her opinion.
Nolan might have been their friend. But when it comes down to who they ride with, they riding with they fucking white people. Nolan was our friend, but we not putting a white person down. We're not sending our friend to jail over a nigga. This is when they make you realize you a nigga.
This is all her speculation. This is just what she thinks. I don't believe this to be true. Now maybe they do have. So I guess we're just gonna ignore the fact that Nolan's mom was, I say, a doctor, even though RBN says that she's just a nurse. So she's a nurse. So forget what she does. We don't know what the father does because he's been suspended to not speak at all. And they're doing a great life and having a great life. So there's no black people down in Mississippi that's doing anything good. They're not successful. They don't have jobs. They might not be, lawyers and doctors and things like that. So that's just impossible to think. See, I think when stuff like this is said, I feel like it's ignorant to say it because we have elevated, I thought, to bigger things in bigger places and spaces. Now, whether we utilize them correctly, that's a different story. I think enough times it gets fucked the fuck up to the detriment of the rest of the community. That's what we need. That's what's really needed at the end of the day. What happened to the lift another one up? That's what it used to be back in the 80s. One goes up, you lift someone up. It used to be you used to lift someone up. That's not the case no more. It's everybody for themselves, which is fine. It is what it is. But this is just what she thinks. I don't believe what she's saying. Now, the opposite of that is that if it was black people and it was their child, what are they doing? They defending their son. So what's the difference? If it's my son, if it's your son, we're going to support our son. So that doesn't make it racism. That means that you're doing the same thing that anybody that cares about their damn kid would do. That's it. Thank you, Kofa. He said it's nothing to do that like catching another ride home from a house party. Same difference, exactly. You ain't ready to go? That's the tough part about going places with other people. They're gonna freaking be ready to go and both of y'all gotta go. You're not gonna leave nobody, I hope. But if the person says they're gonna stay, then they're gonna stay. What I'm supposed to do? Just not go home? Especially if I'm driving? I say that all the time when I used to go out. I'd be like, listen, if I'm driving, when I'm ready, we leaving. If you want to stay, you stay. But I'm telling you, when I'm ready to leave, I'm ready to leave. That's it. And you can't talk me into shit. You want me to drive? That's fine. I won't drink. I'll be the designated driver. But when I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. With the opposite. And if I want to stay, we gonna stay. So it's all dependent upon me. Anyway.
Cool until you made me choose to stand with my people. So regardless of what is happening, they are using their power to cover it up, stall the investigation, not give answers, to try and brutally punish Nolan's parents even more by keeping information from them. This is what they're doing. And so they're acting this way, but it's their power that allows them to cover this shit up and let them get away with it. And the reason they can do this is because they're black. The reason why they're doing this is because Nolan is black and he's not one of them. The reason they can do this is because Nolan's life don't matter enough that they will throw away one of their own lives, because even though their kids is stupid, sniffing coke, doing drugs, acting crazy, and they done something wrong to somebody.
Allegedly.
Took somebody's life. My child's life is still worth more than yours. So we're gonna cover this shit up. You gotta have power to cover it up. See, that's racism. Power plus prejudice. Nolan might have been cool until it might cost one of them their life. Now they don't give a fuck about Nolan. Because that,
I wonder how it works when in the communitile, when somebody deletes somebody else, do they come forth and give all the information because everybody is black? Do they come forth and say, okay, so we're going to tell you that we coming through, we did it because your life is just as equal as mine. This is, I'm not saying that there ain't no white supremacy and power and stuff, but all this assumption in this case with these people that nobody knows, when they're sitting up here giving up this information, saying what happens, the stuff is starting to pan out. I didn't say all of it, but just ignore all that. Just ignore all that. It's still, everything is still racist, and it's all these white people, just like Metcalf. All those people came together at the cookout and he said, we all gonna do this. Okay, everybody got it. Great. All the witnesses and everything. Okay, got it.
Racism definition they give us, that is my race is superior than yours. Nolan was okay, but Nolan's life does not matter over the lives of my people because we are superior over them. So with that being understood for any stupid person, especially you black people who be out there talking about, we racist too. Black people are some of the most racist people I've seen. Now, when you understand the real definition of racism, because that's what you're looking at right now, a bunch of white people and a group of folks, a group of people who hold enough power that when they think a situation arises and their people are superior to yours and their race, then they will enact the power they have to oppress your people to make sure they're upheld, even if what they have done is wrong. So if we have an understanding that that's what the fuck racism is, now tell me how the hell black people can be racist.
Because they sit up here and be racist against their own people. They're doing it right now. Prince says that Nolan's parents put Life 360 on his phone so they didn't trust him to be where he said he was going to be, or they at least had a reason for wanting to know exactly where he was when he left home. So 360 is a tracking device then? I thought it had something to do with health for some reason. I don't know what that is. But all right, I'll trust what you say. I'm not really sure. You know, things have changed since I've had kids, young kids. Locked and loaded, thank you for the gold coin. I appreciate you. Let me fast forward this a little bit. I want to hear all this.
Right part. Who am I racist against? Huh?
Thanks for the tip.
Who? Warren, Wyatt, Widget, these fucking dumbass names y'all have? Please tell me. Don't get white, man. Because I'm white and black. So which one am I prejudiced against? Which one am I racist against? I can't be prejudiced. And I am prejudiced against white people, absolutely. When I first see you until you tell me you're not one of them by your actions, I automatically be like, oh, white people. I'm just being honest. I am prejudiced. I'm not racist because I don't have the ability to be. But if they gave me the power to be, I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna fuck y'all motherfuckers up. Be glad Michi does not have the power to be racist like y'all.
Oh, okay.
I give you like everything 10 times, 4 times, 100 times over what you have given to us. I would. Be glad I can't be racist, white people. Okay? Be glad. Because these words that are hurting your feelings with your white fragility and vulnerability, you guys have got past the white guilt era. Now you're not.
Thank you, Kofa. He says it's the same thing with us. Mentorship group, 2 black boys, 1 armed robbery, 2 black mamas telling their son to point the finger at the other kid. No, they don't want to acknowledge stuff like that. That doesn't happen. It's okay to happen in the community, and to make sure that things stay the way that they do. And then someone will turn around talking about you deal with it. Well, no one has ever been dealing with it, but always focused on white people, when I think more black people are taken out by the black people. But I digress. Thank you so much. Chris Croza, thank you for the gold coin. I appreciate you. And thank you for the happy poop. Child, that one is too funny. Shout out to you for the poop, basically. I cannot. That's too funny.
Guilty anymore as white people now. Now the new thing is to cry racism. White boy, bye. You've gotten really quiet in the chat. Come back.
Tadisha's here.
Answer my question, bitch. Y'all give me a second because y'all been here showing love and I haven't said that. Let me shout these out because we got a lot to cover.
Yeah, well, she shouts that out. Let me move it forward. Good morning, Fa says, Lady Bi, Whitlock really is right about these half blacks who are super light skinned, always trying to overcompensate for being half white by being extremely pro black. She is the perfect example. She did used to be hanging with child y'all's favorite Boyce Watkins. They used to do pro black stuff together. So there's some story behind those two. A lot of people changed how they was doing one thing on YouTube and changed it to something else. It is a thing, but to be like pro black 1 minute and not the next minute is interesting to me. But I'm just interested in what she has to say with regard to Christina. Wrinkled Brain with another 5. Thank you, hun. Just like Crimson, this lady is showing the power to be racist by running her mouth. Excuse me, while saying she's not racist. Can't be racist. You ain't got no power, child. You can't be racist. Allegedly. Thank you, hon. I appreciate you. Shout out to Celine. Good morning, boo. Any updates? Thank you. She says, no white guilt for me. Atonement cannot be made for an action I never committed. I hear you. Listen. Everybody gonna pull something out of their ass to make their point or whatever. If people just did what they were supposed to do, follow the fucking law and shut the fuck up and use their common fucking sense and that thing between their ears, I think many of people would be better off. But what the hell do I know? And yes, if this is racism, the parents of Nolan have not said that.
I was in school, and when I did it, I can't tell you that I hear exactly what's being said. I do hear, oh my God. It does sound like somebody saying Nolan, but I guess my only problem with that, and I don't know if this is true or not, but they were saying that at the time, I guess that happened, there are people saying that Nolan was doing stuff on the island even after the fact that happened like an hour later. And so I don't know how much of that they have actual proof of. So I don't know, because if Nolan was on the island with people at 4 o'clock when this call took place at 3:30, I guess that would make no sense. So I don't know. I'm waiting to see, and I wish people would stop.
Well, yeah, you can't keep up, but it's allegedly 6 o'clock now. Things change every other day. It's allegedly 6 o'clock he was seen, and the boat left at 4:30, but still it was Bart who did it. So, you know, whatever the pro-blacks want it to be is what it's going to be. And anybody following Ben Crump, if that's what he say, then that's what it is. Forget the facts.
The fucking evidence when people can talk and say what it is. So I don't know, but I'm not going to sit and just be like, yeah, that's what I hear on the video. I don't know. I do think that it is interesting that right after that video comes out and a lady that does audio, she took the background noise out, not the background, but the music and the dispatcher lady, and tried to do it to enhance it where you could just hear what's being said. But once that came out, and it seems like that's what's going on, now all of a sudden you have Officer Tatum and people coming forward now trying to say that Nolan had a lot of alcohol and cocaine in his system. Now they're trying to the alcohol is true. Him saying coca, I said, I don't know why you're saying this. He looked crazy saying that. You have no proof of anything. Now you just want to interject some other shit. He could be one of the people that they talking about with the defamation. It could be him. Too busy trying to get ahead of the story, I think, to take the lead on the story. In my opinion, he may be trying to headline, you know what I mean? Headline everything going forward where he's the go-to person or whatever. So now he's just going to say any old thing. You know what I mean? Fa says she's hateful as hell and literally just admitted she would be racist if she had the power to be. I think most black people would be, especially the ones that are riding for this with ignoring any of the facts. So that negates her point. Now she just sounds like a hater on people with power because she has none. It could be that, boo. It could be that. Shout out to you, boo. Say that about me. And that's crazy to me, right? Nobody thought that they wanted to say that before. Now you want to say this after this video has come out? Where was all this before? Then white boys sat on Officer Tatum's couch. Why you ain't say this shit in the first interview? Huh? Why you say this shit in the first interview? Let's talk about that for a moment. Before we keep moving. No. Before we do, I want to cover one more small thing, and then I'm gonna show a video. I'm gonna play Officer Tatum. But check this out here. So let's talk about the judge's phone. Did you guys hear that one? Did y'all hear that? That on the judge's phone, the phone number. So there's a tip line for if something happens that people can go. Somebody said justice for all races. Nah, fuck y'all. I don't agree with justice for all races. Justice for black people. Justice for black people. We're gonna take a veer from that. We'll come back to the judge's phone in 1 second. I'm gonna put a pin in that. No, we're not screaming justice for all people over here. You got me fucked up. All people have had fucking justice in this country but black people. And y'all have all had justice off the backs of our fight, our civil rights, and none of it has been afforded to us. So I'm not screaming justice for all people. I'm worried about black people. I watched you motherfuckers of all different races get all kind of shit, get everything that's supposed to be given to black.
All right, y'all. Moving on. Come on.
Don't you dare come in here and talk about fucking justice for everybody. Fuck everybody. I don't hear anybody saying that we should focus on is that this is a conflict of interest. And in that conflict of interest, the question would be, if you call Judge Ashley's number right now, it says the mailbox is full. But the mailbox is full because tons of people have been calling it. So the problem here is that who has taken seizure of her voicemail? Because if there are tips on that voicemail, because the numbers have been confused.
I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know what she's talking about. So now there's somebody's phone that's involved in their phone number and the tip line. Do y'all know? I don't know anything about this.
And what if that tip is about her fucking son? What if it's about her son? That is a conflict of interest. So what needs to be focused on, while everybody's upset, what people should be yelling is, has anybody said we're going to check and make sure there are not some tips on there that need to be gotten? She should not be able to have access to that right now. And they should do something and change the number for a moment or do something to deal with that. This is a conflict of interest. And so while we are upset and focused on, these numbers are the same. They're not the same. And there's actually a legitimate reason why the numbers are so close to each other. This is not her personal line. This is her line as a judge in that same fucking county building. Okay? But y'all so caught up on that, you're not focused on the real issue she will be talking about, which should be, are there any messages that were reported on that answering machine that they did not get?
Lord help your people. All right, finally, let's get to this.
Thing on here I want to show y'all, but let me go back. I just want to show y'all something from a perspective of, for people who live in Mississippi, I mean, people anywhere, but in Mississippi, I want y'all to tell me something. Watch this.
I believe that. People just call in just to have something to do, to be jackasses like the jackasses in the chat. It's probably the same thing, full of bullshit, threatening somebody, thinking somebody is gonna change their stance. God forbid somebody defends their own family. That's just weird. That's racist.
Right where his butt is at. You move over at the edge of the boat in his butt, and that's actually Nolan standing in the water right there. I'm gonna have the team play the video and pan it so you can see what environment they were in.
Yes.
Similarly,
pay attention to the environment, please.
Sink. Roll the clip. Pause. Do you guys see how many people are out there?
Hold on, let's go back. Let's go back.
Standing in the water right there. I'm gonna have the team play the video and pan it so you can see what environment they were in. Similarly, when the boat began to sink. Roll the clip. Pause. Do you guys see how many people are out there?
Do y'all see how many white people is out there? Like, how the fuck is that not what y'all
sitting there in that dirty ass water?
See, as a black person, the first thing I say is, do you see all them fucking white people out there?
That's what a racist would say. Exactly. There you go. I just said there's a lot of damn people out there. Y'all, if y'all want to live back in the Jim Crow era and all that shit, y'all go right ahead. Have the fuck at it. Leave me out of that shit. I don't have time. I don't have time to be worrying about whether motherfuckers are this or that. Leave me the fuck alone. That's it. That's all. Let me find oh shit, Kingdom Reacts. Give me a second. Cause he had a new video. He probably has another one because he be putting in work. Kingdom. Thought I saved it though. 584,000 subscribers. All right. So here is Kingdom Reacts and let me bring it up. And his title is Nancy Grace pushes back on Nolan's mother as new questions emerge. What? Good morning, Boo. He says, why are so many black people scared of white people? They probably listening to Ricky Smiley. You would think at this point in life that would have come to an end. But hey, you know, those blacks can be scared of white people. Have a good time with that. I don't want to get on the elevator because all the white people. I thought everybody was rough and tough with their Afro puffs. They certainly got a lot of fucking mouth, but then they're gonna turn around and start talking about, oh, we scared of white people, or say, I'm a second-class citizen. All right, well, y'all got that. Keep that shit on over there. Let's listen to what Kingdom Reacts has to say. Yo, so this dude on the screen on the left-hand side here, TJ the Realist, he goes into, like, he's not playing no games. We might have to look at him later. If he got a nose ring, he is a gargoyle, but he goes in. Anyway, come on, child.
Is being called a liar by multiple people online. Stephen A. Smith and Nancy Grace are both saying the investigations cannot be shut down, and the friends who are actually on the boat keep getting painted as the problem. We're going to walk through the latest pieces without the usual noise. First up, the mother.
She paints it like nobody has reached out to her, but then she ends up having to correct herself, and I think what she says there is pretty important as well.
Roll it.
That the parents, again, they've offered, and I need to correct myself because I think yesterday in one of the interviews, I think I said that maybe none of them, I want to say 2 or 3 of them have reached out.
Wait a second. You went all the way from none of them reaching out to now 2 or 3, if you can remember. I'm sure it's 3.
Once somebody lies the first time, everything after that needs to be questioned. That's common sense. She blatantly lied. And then she came back and cleaned it up on CNN talking about maybe 2 or 3, like, you need to be questioned.
And that's why I'm unapologetic at this point about what it is I'm saying, because whether or not her intention was to stoke more hate towards these boys, that's what she's doing. And she had to know at the time that that's what was going to happen, because all of us see the way that this has been going down. And all of us know that anything that serves to further vilify these young guys is going to give the internet more ammunition to go after them as viciously as they have been.
Just the first one expressing her condolences, another one just saying, hey, give me a call if and when you're ready, type of deal. And then another one just, sorry for your loss, but hey, we need to talk, type of thing. And you know what?
What?
It hasn't, are we at a week? My brain is mush.
Oh, but your brain isn't too much mush to go on CNN, and your brain wasn't too much mush to go on CBS, and your brain wasn't too much mush to go on the Today Show, and your brain wasn't too much mush to do an entire press conference. So really, when it comes down to it, especially with the mother that said, we need to talk, if I thought that somebody close to me had been the victim of such a horrendous crime, I definitely would be in a hurry to talk to anybody that said, we need to talk.
If something happens to a family member that's close to me that I really love, and the people that might be involved with the situation reaches out to me, you're damn right I'm going to talk to these people. I might be.
What? That don't make no sense. You mean you're going to talk to the people that possibly potentially saw your loved one last? What? Where they do that at?
The aggressor. I might be the one reaching out to them. Like, hey, I know you was there with such and such. Let's talk. Tell me what happened. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? So the fact that the mother said that she needed time to grieve, yet you're doing live press conferences in front of a shitload of people that you don't know. You're on national television. So it's kind of like the opposite of what you're trying to say.
Now, when the mother of the deceased teenager starts, the changing of a story starts getting noticed, and when she does it multiple times, people are not going to look past that, especially when those accusations are coming from voices that would usually stay quiet, right? The left's default move is to treat every grieving black parent as beyond question. But when the statements don't line up, that protection starts looking more like a strategy than sympathy. Truth doesn't need a shield. It just needs consistency, right? Now, listen to who is refusing to let this close.
Is that your finding, that the evidence shows that the people being, with allegations being thrown in their direction, the suspicions that have been raised by these people that were in attendance with Nolan Wells have been proven or found to not have been around even when he was still alive? Is your findings consistent with anything along that verbiage with what people are saying about these kids that were with him?
No, I don't know the answer to that. They say Nolan chose to stay behind because he met a girl he wanted to talk to named Katie. That girl has spoken through her sister, and she says Nolan told her, I'm going back with my friends. So who am I supposed to believe? I don't.
Well, that's third-party information. We didn't hear from her. It was from her sister and from her mama. It wouldn't be admissible in court. Child, what's her name? Nancy. So why are you accepting it now? Interesting.
I know for a fact that what the boys are saying is true. I don't know for a fact that what the boys are saying is false. I do know they called SEATOW, S-E-A, second word T-O-W, and said that their vessel was sinking. But yet they continued boating around in it for hours after. Is there an innocent explanation? Maybe. Maybe they thought it was sinking. They found the problem and they fixed it. Now specters have been raised about audio suggesting Nolan had been on the boat on their return. I don't know if that was doctored. I don't know if it's real. I do know this. He went to Horn Island with them. They came back alive. He's dead. I'm going to investigate. You're darn right I'm going to investigate. And my wish is that his friends are innocent and that this was an accident. But it will be a cold day in HELL that I endorse closing down an investigation because somebody said I had nothing to do with that. Am I supposed to go, oh, okay, case closed, forget about it, and go tell the mom we're shutting down the investigation because so-and-so said he had nothing to do with it.
So Stephen A.
I hope nobody was thinking that. Nobody says that the investigation shouldn't shut down. Anybody that's saying that is an asshole. I said that, I meant that. The problem are the people on the internet with their theories and the shit that they're running with, talking about what they do know and what they know for a fact and what they think happened and what they know happened. And now he was allegedly using coca, which again, I said that Tatum is crazy for saying that shit. I think he's absolutely out of his mind for saying that, but whatever he says, that's it. That's on him. That's on him. I don't give a damn. That's why we sit up here and look at what's actually been said from the actual people, unlike everyone else who wants their narrative. Dolomite fan, thank you so much. I appreciate you, boo. He said, I'm so over this case. Child, you and me both. The truth doesn't even matter anymore. Crump has put the seed of doubt in black folks' head. There's no money in the truth. I agree with you. Now he's moved on down there to Wisconsin. Hate to see if something else happens because, like Michi said, the thing that she said that I've always said is that you black men are no good until you're dead or you're a criminal. Look at how much money you get when you're deceased. You worth more dead than you are alive.
Nancy Grace are not exactly known for agreeing on much. When both of them are saying the same thing, keep the investigation open. That should tell the official story. That should tell you that the official story still has holes in it, right? The activist class wanted this framed as another racial, execution from day one, right? The problem is the evidence keeps refusing to cooperate on schedule, right? Demanding answers is not the same thing as manufacturing them. Now, this next one is where the best friends start talking.
Nolan wasn't fully black. Nolan's mixed.
Wait. Oh, sir, you have the audacity? You have the audacity, sir? You have the audacity, sir? Nah, he ain't say. Nah. He ain't say what I thought he said. He ain't say what I thought he said. Nah, he ain't say that. Nah.
That's not a surprise because everybody didn't love Nolan. They're especially around here.
Nah, he ain't say that.
So for people to repost that, they know Nolan. I mean, they know he did not have one hateful thing in his heart. And racism, no, that was a shock. That was a complete shock from his mom and from his.
Yo, the mom and the dad, who got backlash themselves, by the way, which was unfair to them. They got back.
Why is it unfair to them? Oh, no, you can't question nobody. See, this is the problem with the community. They don't like questions. Well, how the fuck do you ever find anything out if you don't ask fucking questions? That is so ignorant. It's crazy. You don't get a pass just because you have the fucking tragedy. Do you want the justice or not? Answer the fucking questions then. Oh, no, they don't have to answer the questions to the public. Neither do the rest of them, whether they white or not. But for some reason, they don't answer the questions. They're guilty. They answer the questions. It ain't the right answers. They didn't go to the funeral. That don't make sense. Ain't nothing they can do. Nothing. Anyway.
Flash for saying, this is not about race. The mom and the dad have went out of their way and says, we just want answers for our son, bro. We don't think it's about race. Some things are just not making sense and we just want answers. And you come on Officer Tatum's podcast to call his parents racist and say you are shocked that they were making it about race and they would bring racism. You are calling your dead friend's mom racist in this climate?
Yeah, I don't know if that's what I heard him say, but y'all are calling everybody racist. Now all of a suddenly a different black person, because by most of y'all, you say that the mama is black, then that means Trayson is black, even though we know that he's half black and half white. But he can't say it, even though he's black. But the black Blasian can say whatever she wants to, and that's okay and acceptable. See, this is the part about the code. It don't make any sense because it only applies the way that you want it to apply, and it's really not a code. It's just to do what we say to do, and if you don't, then you're the problem. Well, no, that's not how life works because we ain't slaves. Y'all can be the slave with Ben Crump because he told y'all, now that you know where LeBron is, get your eyes back on the damn prize and get your asses back to work on this damn case.
Bro, y'all was not friends, bro. Y'all was not friends. Yo, I refuse to believe this was Nolan friends. Bro, this not Nolan friend, bro. Yo, if that was your homie, you'll want to protect his mom like his mom was your mom. You'll want to make...
His mom is sitting up there saying that she don't even know him. Why would he protect her? What are we talking about? Like, are you really listening to what's going on, Flacco? You really have disappointed me with this. Spiral Drip, I appreciate you for the super sticker. Shout out to all of y'all that are here. Hit the like button for me. Oh, hold on a second. So just come pick it up whenever you're available. Your Jeep, but we got the tire patch and it's all good to go, so you can pick it up. It's under warranty. It's all taken care of, y'all. All right. Shout out to the place that I got my tires from. It was warranted and they fixed it. Cool. One less issue to worry about. Shout out to me. I forgot what I was saying, but anyway, Flacco, you sounding crazy.
Make sure his mom is straight. Bro, you wouldn't be lying on his mom like this, bro. His mom said this ain't about race. His dad said this ain't about race. But now you're calling him racist? What?
His stepdad. Like, that's a shock. That's an utter shock because it's like, first off, I'm not.
Yo, and by the way, when the mom and the dad talked about Nolan, the dad says my son. The mom said his dad. They've never said stepdad. They've never said biological.
It doesn't matter. There's a he's the stepdad. but nobody want to ask any questions because she's a grieving mom, but they want y'all to give that damn money. This is stepdad. That's it. That's all. Where was his dad at the funeral? Does anybody know that? Was Nolan's real dad at the funeral? Was the other side of the family there? The Asians, the Philippines, were they there? Anybody know? Bueller? Because, you know, she definitely Miss Christina wanted to talk about her mom. Her and Nolan, her mom and Nolan are in heaven together, and wanted to post a picture of that, but we ain't supposed to ask no questions about nothing. Okay. Locked and loaded, thank you for the happy poop. Shout out to the poop.
This is my son. You are the only one bringing up stepdad. Bro, you are out of term right now, bro. You out of line. And I'll be real, bro. And, I think it's the other side that's speaking through you because...
Yes, let's always say that it's the white side that's speaking through you, child. I can't do it. Y'all got each other. I don't have time for this dumb shit like that. Now it's his white side that's speaking. Child, you sound stupid. Crazy. Excuse me. Thank you, Trey. My stepmom calls me her son. What is he talking about? And yeah, exactly. He can be that mute man's son. That's fine. But we also know that he is his stepfather. Just because y'all don't want to acknowledge it, just like you allow this half Asian woman to sit in your face and say that she phenotypically identifies as black and y'all accept it, but y'all was the ones talking about you boycotting Asians, you boycotting Target, you're boycotting everything. Then all of a sudden it's acceptable whenever you feel like you want it to be acceptable, and everybody's supposed to go along with that foolishness? Okay, whatever.
How many best friends can an 18-year-old have that his own parents have never heard of? And why those same friends spending weeks attacking the parents instead of mourning the kids they claim to love is basically this guy's whole premise right now. Now, of course, we know that the mother said that race didn't play a factor in this. Then we went to see what Ben Crump and Al Sharpton went on to do with the situation and evolved it in that direction. I guess when a race narrative doesn't fit cleanly, the people, closest to the dead young man, become the enemy. Now, we're going to move over to the audio that was enhanced.
Hey, read it with me. Standardized test data shows that African Americans score lowest on average on IQ tests in America. However, scientists and experts state these scores do not measure any or fix. Okay, yep, got it. Large studies report that average scores for Black Americans are lower than those for white or Asian Americans. Pay attention to this part right here. These numbers only show group trends. They do not apply to any single person, and many individuals score above average. I happen to be one of them. So this woman clearly scored higher than average, right?
This is your woman that did the enhanced video, took out the this, took out the that, blah, 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 and has a GoFundMe too. Or Give-Send-Go, one of them, child. So make sure y'all go donate, because she edited and pulled out and told y'all what was being said.
Officer Tatum clearly scored higher than the average IQ. TJ the realist obviously scored higher than average IQ. But watch this though. That does not change the hatred that Black people have for white folks. That does not change how disingenuous Black people can be. Case in point.
For something this serious, I wanted my processing to remain as conservative as possible. You'll also notice time code and dialogue written on the side of the screen and pop up.
So she wrote this stuff on that screen.
I'm gonna give y'all the context behind what's going on, because everybody right now is talking about the new audio, the new leaked audio, this and that. Oh, they killed Nolan. Because people like this high IQ woman are spreading lies. Because even though she's high IQ and educated, she's still a liar. She still doesn't like white people. And she's smart enough to know that she can take advantage of you dummies by manipulating the audio.
That dialogue represents what I personally hear as an audio engineer while processing and repeatedly reviewing these sections. I'm pretty much providing it as a listening reference, not as a declaration that my interpretation is the only possible interpretation. And that's important.
Y'all see how intelligent she sounds? So Black folks gonna be looking at her like, oh, she's so smart. She's so educated. She can't lie about nothing. Look how educated she is. Look how proper.
Ringo did the same thing. I wonder if he got any props for it. Ringo TV did the same thing. That ain't what he showed is what was said.
She talks. She's using big words. And then she mentioned her credentials, right? All you got to do to impress Black people is mention your credentials.
Thank you, boo.
Unverified, nothing. They're just going to be like, oh, you're a queen. Oh, you're so smart. She a doctor. She a therapist, right? This shit is crazy.
Why is the smartest and most brilliant amongst us putting out garbage like this? I listen to it. Y'all listen to it. Ain't nobody talking about, did you kill him? And all this other stuff.
Wow, what am I hearing? Self-proclaimed audio.
What is going on with the hair, child? What is going on?
Okay, so a self-proclaimed audio engineer takes a rowboat distress call and works it until people start hearing you killed him and Nolan wake up. That's not even an investigation. That's theater. The same people who scream about misinformation seem to have had no problem pushing a cleaned up version that fits the story they already wanted. If the original audio didn't say it, enhancing it until it does is not truth seeking, it's narrative maintenance. And Judge Mathis, he decided to go further.
So it was actually bruises behind his neck.
Yes.
Wasn't no bruises behind his neck.
Yeah, I mean, what else? Why is it only there in the back of your neck, which is coincidentally how you drown somebody? You put their head in the back of the neck and not let them up, and they try and push up, but you got the head down, so the head bruises in the back of the neck because somebody tried to hold it down or did hold it down? I'm only presenting the facts, and I only made the analogy to Emmett Till because it's the same optics. However, do I know whether it's the same? Do I know any of the factors that I'm suggesting is accurate? No, but I am making observations about the facts as I see them. And then I am, yes, speculating. And quite frankly, in the law, you're not supposed to speculate. You're supposed to have hard facts. But in this case, since nobody's given us any hard facts, we can't get into the information that we need, then yes, we're left to only speculate.
Well, I guess we can agree to that. Judge Mathis looked at the bruises and decided it looked like a lynching. He even brought up Emmett Till, at one point.
Yeah, always bring up Emmett Till and Medgar Evers and the fact that it's the deep south of Mississippi. That gets blacks all riled up.
Ben Crump and the parents are being criticized in this clip for not making it about race fast enough. I also want to present y'all to this. Not gonna lie, Ben Crump and Nolan Wells' parents made this case way more complicated than it should have been by not making it about race early and trying to get a check. Judge Mathis states the obvious. Nolan Wells was lynched as this guy. As Nubaru 1000 agrees. They wanted to make it about race, and I just want you to think about that. The complaint is they didn't jump to the racial conclusion quick enough. When the first instinct is to reach for 1955 instead of wait for toxicology, you're no longer chasing facts. You're just chasing roles. And Officer Tatum, man, he's been watching the pattern of statements.
Roll it.
I think it's very clear that enough is enough. There needs to be real things done. I've never
Who the hell is this person?
seen a case like this. Very clear cut that there's just something off. To a black mama that is grieving a son, to a father that is grieving a son, to a community that knows this too often, to a community that fears this for every child. Mama Wells, this is for you too. Your son will not be forgotten. We will continue to speak his name until justice is served. This is us doing our part for you.
It's the ignorance of the melanated people that bother me more than anything. How we get tricked on this stuff, almost every scenario that happens, we the ones get tricked. Like white people experience injustice too.
RBN, where you at? RBN, where are you at? Colors love getting scammed, child.
White people get killed, they come up missing, the investigation was bad, and they're not out here doing this. They're not in a game saying, I want...
Is she, is that WNBA? Is she a WNBA player? That would make sense.
Justice for Timothy. You don't hardly see them doing that. It seems as if, more than likely, in these situations, that white people wait until the evidence come out and then they make their comments.
You're being proven right again, child. You're being proven right again.
Melanated people just jump right in the lies. Except if it's a black person. Then they have every excuse in the world why he was getting his life together and he didn't even do nothing. He was getting his kids back.
Like the kid that stomped that girl out and the mama said, it's all her fault, not my baby.
Getting on track. He just got a new job. He thugging his mind. He thugging out of his mind. Killing people, rap sheet.
No, he's saying that black leftist activists make emotional declarations before the evidence is in. This is not a secret. It's a habit. And he's also making the claim that white families in similar situations usually wait. Now, our community gets pushed into the street on incomplete information, then left holding the bag when the story changes, right? The cycle is not protection, it's political muscle memory, and it keeps failing the people it claims to defend.
It's always about politics, whether they want to believe it or not.
This is the last piece, and this is the one that could rewrite everything.
To think that nobody saw it when they're entangled within all these people, I think is a disservice. We need to get to the information that I heard. We'll get to Miss Rachel and her silly self. And Judge Mathis. We'll get to Judge Mathis. But what I was told, and you guys, please take in consideration that it's reliable sources.
So are they selling Nolan t-shirts too? I'm telling you, it's well over 1 million by now, y'all. So are they selling the Nolan shirts too?
However, the only way to prove the truth in this is if I see it with my own eyes, if the law enforcement have the investigation of this, and also when the toxicology results come out. But people are messaging me and telling me that there is heavy drinking and there's cocaine involved.
See, no, he shouldn't be saying this. He all the way asked wrong for this.
And there's a particular person whom I know this person's name. I'm not going to disclose it. I'm going to go to the police first, and then I will disclose it if it doesn't interfere in the investigation. But this person allegedly was offering people cocaine, and someone close to Nolan.
Now, this is really, I said it before, I say it again, this is irresponsible of him, and he should know better. Thank you, Rick. He said, you should know, well, you should, sorry, you should know who she is. If you watch the WNBA, I don't watch that mess. Oh, wait, ain't nobody watching that bullshit. I was about to say, hit the like button. I'm not watching that mess. I don't even watch the NBA. I'm certainly not watching the WNBA.
Of his friends told me that this person was offered cocaine and rejected it from this person. And I was also told, and this person told me that it's over 100% chance that Nolan was using cocaine during this period of time.
All right. Locked and loaded, I appreciate you. Judge Mathis can tell us who the crackhead is. Is he a crackhead? I just know he was on TV. I don't know nothing about him. Anyway. All right. I don't want to hear this anymore. And it looks like it's basically over. So shout out to Kingdom Reacts. Appreciate him. We'll look at some of his stuff at another time, as usual, of course. But since the car is ready, I need to go get the truck, and then I need to go to work. So I gotta go. Shout out to y'all that made it here. I appreciate you, even the trolls, because all views matter. Shout out to all the new subscribers. I see you. I appreciate you. Shout out to the mods for doing the damn thing. Shout out to everyone that donated today. I will be back later, so make sure that you come back probably around, what is today, Thursday? Maybe around 6 or 7 or so. Turn on the notifications. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you comment. I see you all in the next.
And now another anti-ruckus rant brought to you by the community. Viewer and audio discretion is highly advised.
The community wants to take the word and hold up hoes, whores, OF people, people who put out STD-named lip gloss, people who have slept with anybody and everybody at any time, people who talk about the AB clinic like they go into McDonald's, people who just say whatever comes to their mind, people who make songs about scamming, people who like people to pee on them, people who like to hang out with people that could be ABCD, but because they have enough money, it's okay. And then say that that's woman empowerment. So to be a whore is woman empowerment, and that's who runs the community. Y'all stand up for whores, and everybody's just supposed to go along with it. People like Tigger go along with it. Eddie Winslow, whatever his name is, allegedly goes along with it. And people are talking about white people are the problem. Colors, white people are not the problem. I don't care. Say what you want. White people is not the problem with the community. It's the fact that black people listen to famous people with yellow hair, pink hair, blue hair, nose rings, eye rings, tongue rings, lip rings, cheek rings, throat rings, boob rings. That's the problem. Liberals, progressives, and Democrats. That's the problem. Unfortunately, it always comes back to political because none of these people have subscribed would be a conservative person, even though black people are supposed to be conservative. And I still would like someone to answer the question. I know it's not a video that people are liking. That's okay. It's still there to watch. Which ancestor would come back today and say, thank you all for continuing my legacy? Which one? Name them. Which one? Name them. Will come back today and say, you guys are doing a great job. Thank you for continuing all my hard work. You're doing spades, child. Y'all are doing spades. So glad that I risked my life so that you all could become fucking whores. Whores don't run my fucking life. They do not run me or my community. And I don't hang out with motherfuckers that don't make any sense. Y'all can have that shit. Y'all can listen to caricature all the fuck you want to. Fuck that nigga. You can listen to that funky tether over there that's telling you to your face that Democrats ain't done shit for you, and then turn around and say, keep voting for them. And then you want to turn around and act like white people are your problem when you got all these niggas in your face lying to you, and you still believe them. And then you'll make some fucked up excuse because you fucked up and say, but black people do it too. But black people do it too. And yet black bitches always looking at white people for what the fuck it is that they doing and turn around talking about racism. Make it make sense. I still ain't seen to where, child, what is her name? Blonde hair. Child, the ESPN ex-person, child. You know what I'm talking about.
In the state of Pennsylvania, politics can be very messy, pun intended. Today we embark on a new journey, not Jersey. That helps the state clean up its act. No more candidates that won't speak for people, talk shit, rant, and liked by the community. We need a beacon of hope to transform us into a new beginning, fixing corruption and whoredom that bleeds through our cities. A candidate that is a funky ass. A candidate that is reliable, trustworthy,